This B2B SaaS homepage had all of the right ingredients: AI, productivity, time tracking, but no clear reason for who it was really for. In this Clarity Jam, we unpack how to turn a vague, AI driven message into a sharp wedge that actually lands with software managers, their ICP. We also dig into how tiny details like CTA wording and where you place social proof can make or break conversions. Let's get into it.
My name is Eugene, and I'd like to introduce you Time Lake, the tool for time management automation, the tool which is good for teamwork, for those who like to improve their productivity through time tracking.
Got it. And what inspired you to build Time Lake?
I myself was the user of such software for years. When I just started, it's literally saved my career because I suffered from procrastination when I worked on the tasks, and it helped me to become more organized and to reach some key goals in my career. Right now, I see that there is a new age, a new era with AI, and we see this opportunity that we can merge two things together. One is the agentic interaction with AI, when you can ask something or to delegate the tasks, and you can merge it with a time tracker. So as a result, you can get a product, a kind of AI time tracking and time management assistant. And we are working on this project pretty heavily.
Got it. And tell me a little bit more about who kind of your customers are today.
Our customers are mostly software development companies who use a tracker to organize their work on the tasks and the projects, and to get the core statistics about the performance of their programmers, to present it to the end customers, or to use it for internal analytics to see how it's possible to improve it. And recently we started the pilot with the same group of the customers to provide them a human language reports about the workday. And the results were really interesting and really promising, because one thing is when you simply analyze charts or see the statistics, and another thing is when you see this human language narrative directly built out of the day results, like that this person, for example, was focused mostly within the day by doing, I don't know, like content management system improvements or coding the certain module, and all this stuff comes directly from the data we provide to AI agent, and the results are really interesting and fascinating.
Got it. And there's obviously a lot of time tracking software out there. What is kind of your core value prop that makes you that that your customers value, and why they end up choosing you instead of an alternative?
In short, we are talking about connecting AI and work time. And we see a big value out of this. So your work time will be connected with the world of AI and AI agents.
Got it. And how do you do that?
So we built an assistant called Nessie. This is the AI system which interprets the data acquired through our platform, and then it is enabled to answer your questions in human language and also provide summaries also in human language.
Do you want to go ahead and pull up your homepage so we can kind of take a look at it in more detail? Awesome. So I'm now seeing your screen, and I see the H1 boost productivity with AI-driven time tracking and work insights. And the first thing I'm immediately seeing is AI-driven. And I often like to say across a lot of these Clarity Jams, AI-driven, AI-powered, AI-assisted, all of those words pretty much are filler that don't mean anything without having a lot more context. So you were kind of saying before you've kind of developed your own assistant with the help of AI to be able to kind of mine all of these time tracking insights and deliver it in a much more efficient way. Is there a better way is there a better way of saying that than boost productivity with AI driven time tracking and work insights that doesn't even tell you this is for software companies or managers at software companies or what you actually do?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. At the moment, our slogan is a bit vague or
Mm-hmm.
too broad for the target audience. And there is something we really need to change and to improve. We will definitely do it because at the moment, our homepage, this doesn't reveal the thing I talked about before, because this agent, this AI system I demonstrated you previously, it's not reflected here. So it's hidden at the moment. It's in pilot stage.
Totally. I totally get it being a little bit early stage. You have to run with something. My question to you is from these kind of from all of your initial customers, what are some of the things that they're doing with this data? Or what is like the number one reason, like, what was that thing that made them decide, hey, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try time lake out? Like what was kind of that last step in that process that made them decide I'm gonna try out time lake?
A good question. On the interview, we normally discussed various aspects, various needs of the clients or their experience with the previously used time tracking and time management systems. And most of them, they were interested of how they could interact with the model when they, for example, build some kind of orchestration, or when you have several systems work together and you drop this time tracking system inside these agentic workflows. I think this one was the most interesting thing which attracted those who installed and who used the system. And yeah, so it's not reflected here again, but this is something we are pushing and we are aiming to improve and provide this way technically, because when we are talking about MCP server, for example, which we also developed, this server gives you an access when you authorize and you put your username and password or authorize with Google, for example, it gives your AI agentic workflows or your systems based on Claude by Anthropic or ChatGPT to your data, and then you can do interpretation in many creative ways, which has never been available before.
Got it. So to push that a little bit further, what is that final thing that a customer was thinking before they signed up?
I think they are thinking mostly about new opportunities and the new ways of the product usage and the things which has never been available before.
Like what?
Like interaction with time data in basically real time. I mean, time tracking data or summarization of the facts. So it sounds like very simple things, but if you think about this more, you can start getting real value out of such things. Just a simple example or simple case, when you have, say, many people in your organization or in your group, and then you can a very good opportunity to summarize it not only on a level of 2 or 3 people or 10 people, but more like getting the context first from individuals and then group it into smaller groups, and then get even the context or narrative about the whole process and segmentation of the groups, how these groups work together. And on each level, you get a different kind of story And you can get any level of overview, starting from individual level to the group level or team level or the whole organization level. This is one of the most interesting things, and this is something which attracts our customers.
Yeah, so if I'm understanding correctly, would like the main value that kind of got your customers to sign up early on is the software company managers being able to kind of get individual context at scale in a detail that they haven't been able to see before?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I think you summarized it really well.
Yeah, I would say in that case, that's what I would consider your messaging wedge. And I would say a messaging wedge across all of these clarity jams is that thing that, that last thing that someone is thinking before they sign up for your app. And in that case, it's like, what was that last thing? And that's kind of like your core value prop. And you want to make sure that is in your hero section, ideally within your H1. But also just even in that sub description or just kind of in there being like, you want to figure out what is that wedge that got someone to sign up. And then that should be front and center across everything else in that hero section. So the next thing I'm looking at is I see that you have both a product led as well as a sales led approach. Because I see start for free, I see book a demo, and then I see sign up on your home on the top of your screen. My question to you is most people signing up via product led, or are you doing demos for everyone?
It really depends. There are groups who go straight away and register. The process is super easy. You just click sign up with standard registration stuff, and that's it. The product is available immediately. And those who'd like to understand it more, even before trying, especially those who already have the similar systems in place, they sign up for a demo, for a short intro. And here we discuss not only the functionality which you can get through signing up process for free demo, but also for the opportunities and specific customer needs.
Got it. So it sounds like it is pretty split between people signing up on their own and then people doing a demo. So in that case, having two CTAs that actually does make sense. And this is where I differ from a lot of positioning and messaging people. And I actually don't think it's a problem. What I would say is creating a micro friction for you that I would fix is when you have sign up in the top right and you have start for free, right below, I would make those two be the exact same. So maybe just change it to start for free up top. And it sounds really, really small, but that like little nuance can really help with conversions and avoid some of the analysis paralysis of having to think too much. So that's like one thing you can do. Another thing that just immediately stands out to me is I like the fact that you have the G2 review symbol and you have trusted by customers, but I don't think you take it far enough. I know elsewhere on the page you have testimonials, which are great. Is there a way that you can add either a row of logos of the types of companies that are using you, or could you bring up 3 of these testimonials right up below the hero section so that, and there's a reason for that, if you want to go back up to the hero section?
Yeah, I think so, because when we are thinking about those who are looking for the social proof, first of all, so maybe the best idea would be to maximize the social proof, including the logos. I see some risks here because the companies are not very well known, and so it's going to be a row of the companies like nobody knows, but we anyways proud our partnership very much. So we will see. I never thought about this option, though normally this is a standard layout for landing pages or for home pages of software products to put social proof upper in position, and also provide some logos and maybe ask professionals who work with the companies, because sometimes this question is not so simple. When the company is larger, it's harder to get a permission, a credits to place this kind of logo. But yeah, we might consider doing this in the future.
Yeah, totally. I totally get it. And you're right on the money when you said, hey, there's social proof kind of right in the hero section or right below it. That is totally standard. And it doesn't even matter if, yes, if you have the big name logos, it can help you. However, if you're going after small software companies and you show small software company logos, even if they don't know who those people are, that's actually a benefit and probably will improve your conversions because a prospect is going to see that and be like, oh, this is for companies like me. This isn't for companies like Google. And that's often something people don't even realize it is if you see the like big name logos, the Googles, the Metas of the world, and you're actually helping SMBs and startups, that could actually hurt conversions because they assume that the product isn't for them, it's only for enterprise companies. So you can do the logo thing, that makes sense, or you could literally just take out something else that can work really, really well. Is you just take the fact that you already have 6 testimonials, put 3 of them directly right behind the hero section so that it's still visible above the fold so that someone's already seeing, hey, this is an app that people are already using and liking, and it's not just like a no-name thing. Or you have the logos right there, and then you have the other 3 logos kind of by pricing. That's just another way that you can split this up and just kind of take what you already have and make it work a lot harder for you.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and we definitely need to try this composition as soon as possible. It might increase the conversion, as you've just said.
Something else I would mention is you kind of lead into we offer unlimited team size. That's interesting and a kind of an interesting differentiator. It makes space when you're saying, hey, context across your entire team at scale faster, being your wedge. I would not vary unlimited team size in that little banner that's not doing anything for you. Maybe get rid of that banner altogether and just have that folded into your new H1 and your new subhead.
So basically, for this announcement
Yeah.
section, and if you see this layout is uh, quite a standard thing in the websites based on Tailwind CSS framework
Mm-hmm.
as a bench of best practices of how home pages should be built. The this kind of announcement is reserved for important announcements usually, and we thought that this announcement that we could offer an unlimited team size for a free version might be a good announcement to start with.
Don't even think you don't even necessarily need an announcement. You can definitely get rid of that entire section and just fold in unlimited team size. It's gonna probably help you a lot more. Something else you might want to think about instead of a banner, given that you are a startup, and you can do things that gigantic corporations cannot do, is can you either show an interactive demo directly of your product directly in your hero section, which does require some design changes, or can you even like record a simple video? It doesn't have to be something, that takes 6 months to create. It could literally be a loom that you iterate on of you talking about this in a way that is human and actually signals, hey, there are actually people behind this app. And it's not all stuffy and corporate. That's kind of your advantage as a startup. That's it. One of the biggest advantages of startups is you can do things like hop on video and just kind of walk through the product and share a little bit of the story. That oftentimes, in my experience, converts way better than trying to look bigger than you are.
Right, yeah. Several examples of brilliant interests by founders when they talk about their product in a very enthusiastic and brief way. I really liked such examples. But on the other hand, I also saw some guys who were really serious about their stuff, like software developers, and their presentation were really boring. Like, oh, let me introduce in short, in 20 minutes, these features, A feature, B feature, C. So we are still in creative search of how we could present it, and I would really like to present it in a very brief way because our ask is quite simple. You can start right away with no big introduction of the product features. But yeah, I guess you're absolutely right by suggesting such things for us, and we definitely consider to have it. And on G2 page, we do have um, a short video, and
Mhm.
yeah, why not to put it here as well? It might be at least a very brief demo functionality, and it looks like and looks nice and dynamic. So why not?
Totally. And if you lean into a little bit more about kind of your own story and the kind of the backstory behind TimeLink, that's actually a way to kind of that can actually be a very big competitive advantage in helping kind of, getting some of the things that they would not get from a big company. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to ask?
Well, yeah, I see that you are pretty experienced in homepage or at least in marketing websites, building, layout, and things like this. So how you came to this idea to talk to the founders and then review their proposition and their websites? What was your story?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit more about my backstory. I obviously specialize in positioning and messaging, have a couple of podcasts, Clarity Jams being one of those two, the newer of the two. But yeah, my whole backstory is helping people get clarity around uh, their value props and being able to showcase that better on homepages because in my experience, pretty much 99% of websites are kind of leaking conversions. And it's oftentimes by just not necessarily knowing what their messaging, what I call a messaging wedge is, which is, okay, what is that last thing someone does before they sign up for your product or service? And making that be kind of the hero we're actually in the hero section, and then using the rest of your homepage, which we didn't actually talk about on this jam today, to kind of further layer on that wedge moment into those kind of wow features that they might actually, they come in for the wedge, they end up being wowed by everything else, and then making that kind of be the main gist of our homepage, and that's how it actually converts.
Yeah, I see. And the key word here is a conversion because
Yes.
uh, these founders very often they focus mostly on their product rather than on positioning and marketing and doing really good at their homepage key message at least.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that focus is a bit moving and uh, when you analyze what you see right now on our website, it doesn't mean that it will be the same message in a week, for example, because
Mm-hmm.
we are about to announce to reveal this AI assistant we are building, and then most probably the whole story will be refocused, will be changed
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot with a new message, with the thing which is not so vague or so broad. As you see right now, this is about everything and nothing at the same time. We also thought about this kind of thing that it says nothing about our product in general. So we definitely need to improve it.
Absolutely. First of all, congrats. I can't wait to hear when the AI assistant goes live. I'm definitely going to be following along for that. If you ever do decide that, once the AI assistant is launched and you want to share a little bit more about kind of your story and maybe you don't want it to kind of just, on the back burner or sitting on a Google Doc for 3 months, I do also do that for a lot of my clients as well. Flat fee, 1 week. Done within $750 if you ever want to have some of that stuff done, but absolutely zero pressure. And if anything else, yeah, do you know when the AI assistant is going live?
We plan it to be presented in the middle of October.
Very cool. Yeah, that should definitely be something that you should highlight within kind of your homepage.
Yep. We will do it. We will reveal. We put some screenshots next to the hero, because normally we consider it as a good composition, maybe even with some video, like background video of this tool in action. normally help to convert, something like this.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Any other questions before we wrap?
Nope. So it was interesting to talk to you. Quite a lot of things to think about after this interview. And yeah, it was really helpful for me. Yeah, I'll make some homework and probably will contact again with the new updates, and we can see together how it has been changed over the time with our new proposition and our new layout.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it and definitely focus in on that messaging wedge. And like I said, always happy to jam anytime. Feel free to reach out anytime.